What's going on? Hi,
What
Joe.
is
Welcome back
happening?
to Cut the Nonsense. Don't want to interrupt you.
Interrupt me from what, Danny? From
You're
being amazing and you
probably
know,
playing with cards.
I was, but I can tell you, there's a lot of cards that have a ton of potential and value that have been increasing, but that's not the only thing that's been increasing lately. My blood sugar. So I had to get on some more potent medicine, but I can tell you over the last week, Danny, my blood sugar is now starting to get back into the 100s level. It was at an all-time high. Um,
Well, health is important.
yeah, health and wellness, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's not for everyone, but
I'm
it's
trying to lose a little.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I found whatever you lost. I will tell you that much. I was able to find it, but I'm getting ready for it's beach season coming up now because we are supposed to hit 90 degrees this Saturday. That's correct. The last day of February, we will be at 90 degrees in Phoenix, Danny. So I need to take care of myself and do the opposite of the current card market and decrease my blood sugar. So,
What's going on?
yeah.
Crack-a-lacking. Um, are you a bathing suit guy or a mankini?
I'll do them both. I'll do whatever's needed. Whatever they need. But yeah, I really don't. If you couldn't tell by now, Danny, I really could care less. Sometimes, and it's not uncommon, as a big guy, typically a lot of shirt swimmers, right? But out here, it's shirt swimming because of the sun. Like that's the actual like people are doing
Ah,
that because of the sun. But sometimes I buck the trend and I'll just I will go no shirt. I'm not bold enough yet for the cheeks, but cheeks are all over the place out here, which is crazy to me. It is crazy. Absolutely crazy.
you might single-handedly be ruining tourism in Arizona.
Or increasing. We don't know. We don't have something to measure it yet, Danny.
Yes, this is true. The thought of either one of us in a Speedo is horrifying. No
Yeah.
argument there.
Would that be horrifying if I had a gold medal around my neck with a Speedo? Because I don't think so. So take that. Rewind it back.
You've got a real good chance to wear a Speedo. I'll leave it at that.
Danny, let's talk gold medals. And let's talk about
Can we
the
talk about Jack
Olympics.
Hughes?
We could talk about Jack Hughes. We could talk about his teeth and
We
lack
can talk
thereof.
about Keller, Knight, all sorts of stars.
Yes.
You're
Danny,
you're not Canadian, right?
I am not. I'm not.
Okay, because we got those Canadians.
We do, and I can't get enough of all the clips online playing Freebird behind everything. So that's number one, what I love. Number two, Topps Chrome Olympic. I mean, really flying under the radar. It's pretty reasonably priced. You get two autos, but the best part about it is you can get Jack Hughes, you can get Jack Eichel, you can get a lot of hockey. Chloe Kim. There was a ton of stuff in that product that low key just kind of just slid under the radar there. Did you get a chance to see any of it opened or any singles?
I haven't seen it in person. I saw it online. To me, it's a bubble product. It's made for the bubble. It hit the bubble. People will buy it during the bubble. And does anybody follow Winter Olympic sports the rest of the year?
Well, they should. They should. And the ball card show acknowledging me shirtless and Jinkos. Obviously, we know that I would just be wearing the mammoths. I'm looking for something with a 30 to 40 inches down at the ankle. I need that. Just bringing it back, bringing that and sexy back, along with the Winter Olympics, because we did bring back the gold. There's a lot. I mean, you could get Lindsey Vonn autos in that too, Danny, but it was a chrome product. So,
Yeah.
yes, I get it. But, I mean, also it's kind of like World Cup. Well, it's once every 4 years, that kind of stuff.
Well,
So it should hold a premium. Maybe it's the fact that, I don't know, we haven't won in 40 years with hockey. So maybe this being an anniversary and them winning the gold medal.
on the exact same date.
Correct. That could increase the value of these cards over time.
I think it's a PC product. I don't think you have to invest.
PC if you're American, right?
Well,
If you're an American and you love America, yeah, it's a PC. You should have a little piece of it. But Danny, I think to kind of also segue as a true professional that I am, when we talk Topps now, I don't know if you noticed, they did have the Jack Hughes tops now, which was $11.99 a card.
And there was some stuff you could hit.
Yeah, no tooth relics, but
Well, there is somewhere, but not here. My wife says hello, by the way. Evidently, she forgot that we're doing a show tonight. So, hi,
that's
Laura.
okay.
That's professional. But okay, are you getting me started on tops now? Is that where we are?
I do want to get you started because I know you had something that you wanted to speak about with Concanipple, but just talking about the Olympics and with you saying maybe it's once every 4 years, it's not a consistent product, but like, does that also give Topps kind of the right to make a Topps Now card $12 with the potential of getting something?
Well, Concanipple, and the reason I brought this up is they're celebrating that he's the fastest in NBA history to 200 3-pointers.
Yeah,
fantastic. Is that worthy of a card? I mean, what if he's fastest to 250? Do we get another card? If he's fastest to 300, do we get another card?
I think this is just the highlight here. I mean, I think 200's the benchmark, and then you're eventually going to get the most as a rookie. I think it was one of the guys who came from Iowa, Keenan. Who was it? Gem City. Who was your 3-point? Keegan Murray, I think, is the rookie 3-point record holder, and I think Con is on his way to dethroning him.
Okay,
definitely.
So it would make sense once he became the all-time rookie record holder or all-time record holder in the season, then you do the card. And okay. Gem City says Keegan Murray. And I'm pulling this page up.
Check, thank you.
Not just the Mankini, but you had mentioned that $11.99. What makes some of them $11.99? Besides the fact that they all, I mean, to me, they're all a waste. They're all manufactured money for Topps. But
I don't know. I mean, the unique piece of the Topps now is just they're going to print them until the order stops. Right. So there's kind of like this unknown total amount of cards that potentially will be printed until that last one has been ordered. I don't know. There is some
sold
things
out of the Olympics.
What was that?
They sold out of the Olympics.
Okay. And,
yep.
But Danny, there is something that Topps now can do some cool things when there is big time stuff that happens in the sports world. But like I had mentioned a couple weeks back, I do have that fear once football comes on board that we're going to be printing first day of rookie minicamp, that kind of stuff, like for the first pick overall. I don't know that that's necessarily needed, but it's there. And when you're talking about first to 200, they had I think it was either ESPN or MLB.com. They were talking about Connor Griffin, right?
Yep.
The Pirates player who hit 2 home runs yesterday, that he's potentially going to be the youngest ever to make a major league debut, like by a few days, I guess, or something, in front of Ken Griffey Jr. But people love to see the numbers. They love to see the countdowns. They love to see the achievements, the first two. So do we fault them for taking advantage of that? Maybe. I mean, I know we don't want to oversaturate. I get that 100%, Danny. But like, dude, that is quite the achievement. How many people have even come close to hitting that number of 3-pointers prior to, a certain birth date?
Do you know how many Topps Now cards are for sale right now? If it's supposed to be limited and they're only supposed to be available for a couple days, how many you can actually buy right now?
Probably not enough, if you ask me.
37.
Okay.
37 available right now, and that's with all the Olympic ones sold out. Baseball hasn't started, no football, and there's still 37. You say milestones, Gem City. Are they milestones?
But Danny, think about the amount of licenses that they have too, right? Like,
so is that the point? They have to recoup?
Well, okay. I don't want to go this way, but I will. If you don't honor everyone, then people get upset. And, they said a lot of people are upset with the way the president went all in on the men's team for hockey and didn't do the same for the women's. And like that got everyone upset. Like, so does Topps avoid any of that backlash by just honoring everything? Sure. Like they're a business, right? They need to keep everyone happy.
By the way, neither one of us have a problem with inexpensive products. I promise you. Joe will tell you about 25 different affordable products that are worth collecting.
And you know what? I did buy when they had Lamine Yamal and Travis Scott, that duel. I bought those Topps Now cards.
No,
I did. I have like five.
But that was something that was cooler. Yes.
But it was
stretching to find a milestone. That's what I think. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, he's not. No, stop it. Everyone, stop it. First, Danny, Lamine Yamal and Travis Scott, they weren't honoring anything.
Didn't they do a collab?
For what? What does that mean? How many collabs are done daily and they don't make?
I don't really know what that word means. I just hear people saying it.
Okay, come on. Yes, but Danny, like, that wasn't a milestone. Like, I don't know. Like, come on, dude. Like, yes, we need to honor certain things. Con Knipple. Think about all of the Topps cards. Remember those encased during Wemby's rookie year? Yeah. They were doing all of these great achievements. Those weren't even, I guess they were Topps Now too, but they were the actual thick and encased cards.
But let me ask you a serious question. Should they do a card for 253s?
Is that the record?
It's just the next round number.
No, I don't see them doing that. I mean, do you think if Ohtani hits, what if he goes 60 and 60 this year?
See, that's worth a Topps Now card.
Why?
Because
what if he did 62 and 62?
Well, that's my point. Here we go. Calling me out, youngest to 200 3-pointers, minor significance.
But who was the last person to do it? Someone look it up right now in the chat.
But that's the point.
Well, that's
the whole point. If you don't even know, then it's an irrelevant statistic.
Then, Danny, it might be like 30 years ago that person was the youngest to do it. So is that significant now if someone has now broken that record? Is that significant?
Here you go.
Danny, I want to hear from you. Is that significant? Because you're the one who is taking a stand on the other side.
No, I don't. I think it's an arbitrary statistic. I think when you pick arbitrary numbers, what if he was the youngest to 175?
Let me ask you this, Danny. What if there was a pitcher that had they were the youngest to 20 wins in a season? Yeah, should they get a Topps Now card?
I don't believe in wins, but you're going to yell at me for that.
So Ray Allen, maybe. Ray Allen, was he? I think he was 97, 96, 97.
I would love for that to be the answer. I don't think it's true, though. Somebody check that.
But if it is, I mean, we're talking 30 years, Danny. So like I said, the significance of someone once every 30 years, you're making a Topps Now card because they were the youngest to do that. I'm okay with that. I don't think that's being crazy.
First of all, can we not rub in that 97 era is 30 years ago?
Yeah, well,
I mean, that's just being mean, first of all.
Grandpa, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
A lot of good comments from Gem City. If I had weekly beef, it's with hobby manufacturers. There you go.
Well,
Scotty, he really won't shut up about it.
I really want to kind of pivot here since you're being wishy-washy again. The content czar is not going to take a stance.
What
you
said? I don't think it's a milestone, and I think they make too many Topps Now cards.
If something is an achievement that is done, the last time it was done was 30 years ago, potentially. You don't think that's a big deal?
I think there's a reason 37 Topps Now cards are available right now. They are stretching for achievements.
Then maybe you picked the wrong one to give an example on.
Okay, fair enough. I took it as an arbitrary statistic because what if he's the first to 250? I mean that legitimately. Does that deserve another Topps Now card?
So it's been 40
Or
years
the-
since the U.S. men's hockey team, right?
You cannot compare a gold medal on the Olympic hockey team to
But
the youngest to 200 3-pointers. No, 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 no. Those aren't even the same ballpark.
a win isn't
You
a
know,
win is a statistic, and
this is
so is
funny.
shooting a three. That's a statistic, and we're honoring a statistic.
You're going Looney Tunes. Now I know you're just messing with me.
No, dude.
Absolutely.
Like, no, that's crazy. I would see, honestly, if you think they're like printing nonstop WWE, like so and so did this, and that. I get that 100%, but like, I don't think Concanipple is terrible there. I really don't, Danny. I think that's
Okay.
a great stat. I think 3-pointers, I mean, it's a huge part of the game. And if he is currently on pace to do better than the all-time record holder of 3-point shooting, Steph Curry, you know, that's a pretty good thing to honor, I would say.
Okay, we can move on.
Yeah, well, thank you. The content czar has spoken. I want to move on, especially because I do want to say nipple. You're right. BJ can hear me loud and clear. Let me say that correctly. Last week, Gary V, he had some super stickers drop. And I know we want to talk a lot about sports and that kind of stuff. But, dude, is there a better quality product being promoted by a person like Gary that is affordable and has crazy upside potential in the market? Danny, there are cards that, and these are stickers, not cards, excuse me.
Look at Gem City, respect.
Yes. There are stickers out there that are currently on eBay with 3 days left that are pushing $2,000 plus, right? These are huge, huge cards. Stickers, excuse me again. But these super stickers, the quality is fantastic. I've learned all about this stuff, and I don't think a lot of people know. Like, there is a hierarchy.
Is it a game?
It is not a game. It's just stickers. They're collectible characters, and then Gary V has signed some of these. But it's all about like the rarity levels. Like this one is an emerald, right? So the character and the trim of the card are both emerald, which make it the most rare when they match. Pretty cool. Like it is pretty cool. This right here,
This
the character.
is a perfect example why you should collect what you love.
This is fantastic, and the quality of it is great, though.
By the
Danny,
way, did you pay more for 55 out of 55?
No, but it is cool. That's a lot of you don't, but that's a lot of fives on a card.
That is a lot of fives on a card.
But my point with these, they were put at a price point that was affordable, number one. And number two, there is huge upside on these. There was a gentleman who was in our shop today.
Cartoons and NFTs.
I will tell you, James, who is a great friend and a customer at the shop, he's lucky enough to get cases of this stuff, and he said each box there is easily the potential to make back 70 to 80% of the cost of your box every time, and then you can supersede that too. But I mean, dude, this is a great product, and I think people are sleeping on it, just like I think they're also sleeping on One Piece. And
what
I think One Piece.
The V-Friends test.
What do you mean?
I was told I should take the V-Friends test. I don't know what that is. Nor am I going to take it, to be honest with you. One Piece, I don't get either.
You don't get One Piece? It's a TCG game.
I don't get the attraction.
It has more episodes, Danny, than Pokemon. Like
no, that can't be true.
It is. And if you're not jumping in, I mean, Gem City did a video about it. Like they have the second season of the live action coming out on Netflix. I think he said there's over 1,100 episodes of One Piece. There it is. 1155. These cards are crazy. We had a gentleman walk in too, and here's another question for everyone in the chat that I would love to hear. because of the delays with PSA and the cost increase, I'm seeing a ton of CGC stuff come in, right? And I'm seeing a lot of One Piece. Now, the way that these cards are manufactured, majority of these cards get 10s and they're deserved. But
and to be fair, CGC has been known for TCG, and their prices hold very strong on that. Fair?
yeah, but it's still, I would say it's probably 85%. And they have their gold label 10, right? They have their standard 10, but then they also have their pristine gold label. And these cards do crazy money. Is that Dragon Ball? Are they talking about?
Yeah. Is Dragon Ball Next is the question.
No.
I've never even heard of that.
No. What?
No.
What is it? Blue Eyes White something?
Why would I have heard of Dragon Ball?
Dragon Ball Z, I will tell you, probably brings the type of customer that definitely never stopped wearing Jinko jeans and hoodies with baby pins with patches on it. And there's nothing wrong with that to begin with, but it did fade out a little bit. I am starting to see it come back, but Dragon Ball Z never really did any like collabs, like you had mentioned earlier, kind of like Magic the Gathering did, which, I mean, there's a lot of space for everyone in this hobby to do everything from VFriends stickers to One Piece to Magic to Pokemon. Like it's all out there, Danny. Yeah. But the one thing that One Piece has done is they've done crossovers with the Dodgers for giveaways, and those One Piece promo cards go for stupid money. They also did a collab with college basketball this year with 4 different locations. I think it was Gonzaga, Indiana, maybe Purdue. Like
I think it was Rutgers.
Yeah. So, I mean, like they're getting their product into the hands of.
Wait, this goes back to our last week. There's obviously a group of people who collect Disney that is a huge market. Mm-hmm. It's not mine. The last thing I posted on social media was 1957 Topps checklist. That's where I'm comfortable. Not with cartoons. I'm not a cartoon guy. I want real people.
That's when half of our audience just fell off, Danny.
No, they fell off when you started talking about VFriends. But I want to talk about.
That's because you know what, Danny. You know what? Those are the people that are ignorant, and I'll tell you why. Because
yes, they do. Thank you.
Like I've been trying to do, checklists are weird, but. Like I told you back in August when I was trying to get people on the Drake May and Bo Nix train, I'm trying to help you make some money, right? And so if you can jump in on a product before it goes through the roof, then go do it. Like these stickers, like let's not forget, this is the second run of these stickers. The first run had Steph Curry autos in there.
I prospect, and I do like some modern. Leonard Tien, the American tennis player. A little bit of soccer.
Hi, I'm Danny, and I buy base cards.
Ooh.
Hi, my name is Danny, and I love base cards.
Ooh. I just didn't want to show a Washington Wizard.
Gross. Is that what you picked up this week?
That was some of it. I had a pretty busy week, actually.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
Was that at a Goodwill just sitting? Those were giveaways or?
The eBay will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
The other one. So, but I bought them because I think the hobby's heating up. No. That's my transition. You and I actually agree on that.
Yes.
Not hear about the Nashville show. Can you fill everybody in on how successful it was? Because that leads right into where I think the hobby's headed.
Correct. As someone who wasn't there as well, but definitely checked in with a lot of sellers and people that where they're buying. Like it would be very, very uncommon to hear someone that didn't make 5 figures there in those 2 days. Like it was that fruitful of a show for all of the sellers, and buyers were just coming out, and what was mentioned is there was a little hint of the hobby COVID style in the air, but it wasn't people buying base cards or trying to flip retail colors that they've gotten a 10 on. It was people that were really buying like real good cards, or they were going back and digging through boxes and looking at singles that hadn't been graded yet, looking for inserts that they could potentially, like, the insert was 10 to 12 bucks, but if it tens, it could be 150, like that kind of stuff. It's back to starting to see people really try to make some money, which is exciting, right? 100%. And I know that you're also linking it to, you know, the hobby kind of goes as baseball goes, because it is a big amount of the calendar.
I think
right?
I think there's 4 things, and so when you're done, I'll give you my 4 pillars.
Okay. Well, then let me also tell you, this gentleman has come into the shop a couple of times, Jace Bowen. I had to buy his card with Corbin Carroll going down for the WBC. Right now, he is backing up Jackson Merrill for the Padres, and we're hoping he gets a look. If Jackson Merrill gets on the WBC, that would be great. But he told me, so I picked that up this week. I was like, dude, if there's going to be a guy in there who shoots the breeze and hangs out and loves cards too, like I got to be a fan, right? But he was like, this guy is the absolute real deal when he was in Pittsburgh. And I am a fan of anyone who is a mountain of a man. And Tony Blanco is like 6'6", 6'7".
He fills out the card.
Yeah, he's large, and it says he's 240 on here. And Jay said he was more like pushing 300 pounds. So, which, you know, it also takes me back to the Washington, who's the tight end for the Steelers. When Amon-Ra St. Brown was interviewing him on the podcast, he was like, how much do you weigh? How big are you? And he's like, I really don't know. And he's like, come on, dude, you have to weigh yourself every Monday. He's like, your program says you're 260. He was like, yeah, I weighed in at 315. So there is some disparity there, but I guess this guy just hits the cover off the ball, and he's a monster. So I was all over Tony Blanco.
Once again, I think his dad played. If anybody can verify that, that's driving me absolutely nuts. I like generational players. I think it ties in. Okay, 4 things that are helping the hobby coming up: the National, Fanatics Fest, the World Cup, and the baseball season. All 4 are going to be coinciding this summer. Well, in a relatively short period of time. And I think they all help expand and blow up the hobby.
Well, Danny, we are on the Sports Cards Nonsense Network, right? And we had inked a huge deal this week with the National. Not only is it huge, but like, it's going to cover people's stories leading up to the National. It's going to have content throughout the National, and then kind of the aftermath, right? So that's a big deal, because there are people, and up until this last year, and you know, not a card show guy, but went to my first National, and I've had to live going to the National through my phone screen, and that really does kind of link people with the hobby. And in today's age, it connects us so much. Like, think about Topps Rip Night this past Saturday, and how you could just scroll on your phone and literally see the entire hobby around the United States, and see all of these major athletes interacting with people, fans, collectors, card shops. Dude, it is a huge deal. And to your point, I mean, it is definitely a pillar of this hobby, because everyone is ramping up and they are buying, selling, trading, getting ready for that National, because that's the hobby Super Bowl, right?
Absolutely. Orlando, hello. And he went to his first National in 1982.
Okay, show off. Big show off.
He's the man. But don't you think that, I mean, all kidding aside, if Nashville was as busy as everybody says it was, do we have any reason to believe that the National is going to slow down?
Danny, please tell me, did you open up your phone? Did you open up any social media app that you would have seen any pictures or any content from Nashville?
Not this weekend, but not for my normal old man reasons.
Content czar, Danny. You have to then go back and look at this info. I mean, it was crazy. It literally was crazy. Plus tables. you look in this venue and the aisles were stuffed with people, and there was no shortage of product. Like, people were digging through boxes. Everyone was happy. And not to mention, Danny, that was going on in Nashville, and I'm going to bet in a 20 to 30 mile radius, there was probably 10 to 20 other shows that were also going on and were just as busy.
So the question is, what was the breakdown in TCG versus sports cards? Since that's the big trend.
Who cares? Get over yourselves. Get over yourselves.
Danny, no, absolutely
you're
matters.
Right. No, you're right. And people are ridiculous about this. Like, the fact that you literally have to advertise, oh, we only have like 40% TCG and the rest is going to be sports. Like, just let everyone in there together. Like, everyone is in there to collect. Know? I could care less. Everyone can be successful. It is okay.
Absolutely.
We can have tables of people that are collecting different things, and that's fine. I really don't understand.
I'm not knocking that at all. Whoa, you're taking that as a negative.
No, I am taking it as a negative because the people in your camp, the people in your camp, and it's the vintage people, the old heads that don't want to even be in a room with someone who's selling TCG. And I get the people can have there can be a smell. I understand. And I get it 100%, but that might just be passion pouring out of their pores. 3 P's, used them all in one sentence.
To be fair, my side of the room has a smell too.
That's fair.
What did I just show you was a bunch of modern cards. So I do like to prospect modern. I don't buy modern vets. That's where I am.
But Danny, so you're telling me, I'm not going to accept your weak transition right here to that. You're telling me you actually care and you want to know at a show if it's going to be 50-50 or if it's 60 sports, 40 TCG? Like, you want to know that?
I think this is exactly. It is one hobby, and Orlando's right. However, if I'm going to a show, I do want to know what I'm paying for and what I'm going to see. When you go out to dinner, do you ever peek at the menu in advance?
Never.
Oh, come on.
I'm not that adventurous.
Oh, stop it. You're so full of garbage.
That's not even that isn't a good thing. Like,
no, you want to know what you're spending your money on. You want to know what you're getting. You want to be
Danny, when's the last time you've been to a zoo? When's the last time you've been to a zoo?
When my kids were little. Fair enough.
Okay. When you went to the zoo, Danny, did you look ahead of time to see what animals were on display? The answer is no. I'll answer it for you. You never did. Like, you never did. You knew that you were going to a zoo to see animals, right? So if you're going to a card show, like,
let me ask you a question. If you're looking to pick up stickers and you get to a show and nobody is selling them, aren't you disappointed?
First of all, put Bill's comment up there. Bill, love you to death. Absolutely. Danny, at the end of the day, all of the show promoters, with the exception of our new partner, The National, all of the show promoters out there potentially exaggerate the amount of tables that they have.
No, Joe, come on.
They like the potential idea of 500 tables, but we might come up at like 340, right? That might happen.
Wait, next thing you're going to tell me is attendance is bloated.
And that's okay, right? So you're telling me, regardless if they say 50-50 or 60-40, are you holding people accountable to having 700 tables, 600 tables? No. You're going to the card show to just enjoy the experience and to go look for something fun, right? Like, because that's what we love to do.
50 table show or a 500 table show, you're never caught off guard. Of course, you know what you're going to.
Well, Danny, that analogy again is just like saying, well, you're going to Comic-Con, so you're not going to see sports cards there. Like, yeah, I know that, but like, at a big show,
to know?
I just think it's stupid because people get so caught up on it, and they're like, well, I mean, that's all of a TCG show. I'm not going to go there.
About Strongsville?
I'll tell you right now, I'm not sensitive, but I think it's really funny that the vintage guys do not want any modern in their room. Like, it can't be at all. Like, come on. I get it, but like, how? Here's my problem, Danny.
Yeah.
If you want to continue the hobby and continue people collecting vintage, you think you'd want to maybe open up the range of people that you sell to, like, or be interested in?
Getting kids involved is absolutely the most important thing in the hobby. No argument there. What they like is up to them, and what I like is up to me. And I can want kids to get in the hobby. I'm glad there's V-Friends. I'm glad there's One Piece. I'm glad there's Pokemon, and I'm glad there's entry points into collectible cards. It's not for me.
Jeff, if you're referring to me as a spoiled brat, I'm on the side of just everyone being in together. So, like, that's my thought on this whole thing, Jeff. I get upset when people are just saying, well, there's, we have to have a good mix. Exactly. Like, and I want to have a divide down the middle of the show where we only have TCG on one side and we have sports cards on the other. And then we have another segment in the back where it's purely vintage, and there better be a curtain in between the two of them, because we shouldn't have to breathe the same air as those people that are using Chrome cards. How dare them? Like, come on, dude.
There's a big difference between having a preference and wanting to know, and thinking that some people are looking down on people. I'm not looking down on anybody. It's just not what I collect. Do you know how much crap I took online for showing tennis cards?
How much? Tell me, Danny. I do want to know right now. Tell me.
People are not tennis card fans. In fact, it was even in the comments tonight.
And what did you say back? What did you say back?
Oof. If you want to know the truth.
But Danny, you like tennis cards, right?
I know, which is why I posted it. I didn't take the post down.
Then why don't you fight back for yourself a little bit?
Because I don't need to fight back. I'm confident in what I collect.
Oh, come on, dude.
And by the way, speaking of good products, 2024 Topps Chrome Tennis, you can pick up for about $100 a box, and it is absolutely worth the money.
Oh, well, I'm glad Bill gave you hate then. Good. Don't stick to one side of the curtain. Don't do it. Tear it down. Tear down the curtain. Be someone that is interested in everything, right? Because you never know. You never know. Like, I'm telling you, I learned about One Piece from a 10-year-old girl who came into the shop with her dad and was like, all these other kids are doing Pokemon. I started watching the show, and, now I want to do this. And I was like, well, tell me all about it. Why is it cool? That kind of stuff. Like, you have to be open to that kind of stuff. And I know this is what I do for a living, but I mean, if you're a collector and you're trying to also make a little bit of money, because that's the other side of all of this, Danny, and Jeff put in there kind of like the elitist, snobby people, the people that are really like, well, I just collect and I never plan on selling my stuff, but then lo and behold, they do sell their stuff, right? Everyone does kind of make money in it. I know there are people few and far between that hold on to it and never sell, but for the most part, people are always trying to sell, reinvest, buy new stuff, and it's part of the game.
Orlando says I go to the other side to sell my modern, to buy vintage on the other side.
Yeah, I get it.
Are you on a hard out tonight, Coach?
Always. That was another thing. If I'm going to be annoyed about a lot of things tonight, I'll be annoyed about our youth football program that we only get our schedule 2 weeks in advance. And lo and behold, they were like, hey, it's game week this week. So we do have a game week, but.
Can I give you a shout out? Will you let people know that you are a youth coach and we need more of them in this country, and good on you?
Dude, I will take that. And yes, if you have any sports knowledge, like, just get involved, help shape the youth, because there are a lot of people that are indoor kids that you could be good, bad, and different in sports, but they just need the confidence, because the majority of the kids out there, they lack the confidence. And that is why it is so impressive when a young man or young woman come into our shop or come up to a table at a show and they're able to actually articulate words and do a trade and make a sale. Like, that's really impressive. and then encourage the parents, like, hey, great job with this kid. Like, you're doing a fantastic job raising your kid, or big brother, big sister program, because that stuff matters. It really does matter. And if we don't make those impactful moments happen, like, we are going to deal with people who sit behind keyboards and say nothing, right? They say nothing, because sometimes the most impactful people say nothing at all.
On that note, sir, this was a fun episode.
Thank you. I
Appreciate the chat, guys. Sorry we didn't even get to bring anybody on. We went at it for 40 minutes and had some fun. So see you next week.
Buy VeeFriends. Go out and buy VeeFriends. James Moreau for the win.
Goodbye.